Jaya Madhava Kunya Vihara Jaya Radha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from the 10th month of chapter 11, the childhood pastimes of Krishna. And we will be reading from text 41 onwards. Narayanam namaskrityam naram cheva narottam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jyamudiyam Nastvesyam bhattasa nityam bharata sevya bhagavati uttamastike bhakti bhakti nastiki kadachit yamuna tire kadachit yamuna tire Vatsamsarayato svakani Vayasyai Krishna Bhavayo Sikam Sudaitya Agamat. So, word for word translation. Kadachit, sometimes. Yamuna Tire, on the bank of the Yamuna. Vatsan, the calves. Sharayato, when they were tending, Svakai, their own, Yayasyai, with other playmates, Krishna Balayo, both Krishna and Balaram. Sri Ram so desiring to kill them. Daitya, another demon. Agamat reached there. Translation. One day, while Ram and Krishna, along with their playmates, were tending the calves on the bank of the river Yamuna, another demon arrived desiring to kill them. Oh my God, Timanasya, Chinamsana, Shanakam, Sakshami, Tapina, Tasmai, Shiva, Benama, Chitchetayamana, Vistamstam, Tamyena, Bhutami, Svanamurpakadam, Yamdalati, Svam, Vandeham, Shiyo, Shiyuda, Pankam, Shiyom Vaishnavam, Svam, Shiyopam, Sagajatam, Sagamanam, Satyam Satvaitam Savaduttam Parijanasaitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Saganamita Shishakam Vitam Sam Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dhamina Bandhu Jatpate Gopesha Tapta Kamsa Kawan Girade Kundavanashve Vishivam Devi Panamama Hari Pankakauta Vishake Pasan Vishana Patnam Pandyo Vaishnayo Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Namo Vishnu Krishna Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurani Vachani Nirvishesha Srinyavadi Pachkachani Srila Prabhupada. So this is the further description of the childhood pastimes of Krishna. Tending the cows, the early pastimes, not yet the cows, the cows. And, but they play. Krishna associates in this verse called playmates. They are having great fun, and it becomes so ecstatic that they cannot stop. But Krishna knows we have to take breakfast, but they cannot stop. So Krishna then arranges that a demon appears, and Krishna kills the demon, and that gives like a stop to the play, and they can take breakfast. But each of these demons Krishna is killing represents one of the anahtas in our heart. And this is described by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It says each of these demons represents an anahta. The first demon we heard about was, who was the first demon Krishna killed? Putana. And what does Putana represent? This? No, my question is the Putana, which anahta does she represent? Also, she presents herself as a mother, but she has other intentions. So some present themselves as guru, but they have other intentions, not to instruct the disciple in spiritual life. And the second demon, you remember what you said? That Krishna was lying underneath the guard demon, yeah. Sakata. And what does he represent? Inertia. That would be a big obstacle in our spiritual life. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has no idea that the Bhaktivinoda Thakur said this. Sakata is carrying a big load. And this big load is the burden of all our anarthas and our bad habits that which we don't want to give up. So it's carrying the burden of all these habits of our vanity, lethargy, that this comes all from these anarthas. And we become Krishna conscious. We put down this burden, finished. And then the next demon we heard about was a big Trinavarta, a whirlwind. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that Trinavarta represents false pride that comes from material scholarship, which lead to bogus philosophy. Like giving Bhagavatam class is not a scholarly endeavor. No, it's instructing or explaining how to apply, how to understand the spiritual techniques explained in the Bhagavatam and how to apply them in our lives. That's what it is about. Material scholarship is just false pride. You must give that up. We must know the meaning. When Srila Prabhupada was visiting the Gurukul, one of the students had memorized many verses. And the boy was reciting it before Prabhupada, all these verses, and then Prabhupada asked, and what does it mean? Didn't know. So that's a problem. And then we heard the pastime of the Damodar pastime. And at the end of this Damodar pastime, Krishna kills 2 demons. Who are these demons? So-called demons. They were factory demigods. Now the Kuvera money. But they represent also the anartha of becoming puffed up with prestige because they were the sons of Kuvera. And yes, arrogant pride, very dangerous. So that were the 4 demons we heard about. Krishna is going to kill another demon. We will hear about it. All the verse that we heard has no purport. There are commentaries of Jiva Goswami. I have them on the screen. It's very small. I will try to read the commentaries. Jiva Goswami says, this describes a particular incident. Generally, they played near Vatsasura Kedanakastan and Bhakta Ketnagastan, near Yamuna. They played with their intimate friends, Svakai, and they were objects of great affection. The demon showed his hatred by interrupting the bliss of their pastimes. So that was the intention of the demon. And was jealous, envious. They are so happy. We will break their happiness. That he was just to show his hate. It is that he was found. Sanatana Goswami comments, this describes a particular incident. Svakai means their friends, or those who gave happiness to the two boys. Who are these two boys? Krishna and Balaram. Does it mean those friends were most dear? Yasyai indicates that the other boys were about the same age. He would necessarily kill the demon to please the boys. So that they can take breakfast also. So nothing Goswami said to please the boys. Okay, then we'll read the next one. 42. Tam vatsaropinam vikshya vatsayuta katam marhe darsayam baladevaya saneh moga ivasadat. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead saw that the demon had assumed the form of a calf, a demon who assumed the form of the calf. What was his name? Vatsasura. Vatsa means calf, and Asura, demon. Vatsasura. So he had assumed the form of a calf and entered among the groups of other calves. So Krishna saw this and he pointed out to Baladev, here is another demon. Then he very slowly approached the demon as if he did not understand the demon's intention. There's a purport here. The import of the words Mukta Iva is that although Krishna knows everything, here he pretended that he did not understand why the demon had entered among the cows. And he informed Baladev by sign. That there is. Of course, yeah. Krishna and Balarama, Supreme Personality of God, all-knowing. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, yes, says, with a glance of his eye. So this great devotees, these pure devotees, they see the pastime in their heart. So it is said here, Krishna pointed out to Baladev with a sign, and this is the sign how he did it, not with his finger, but with a glance of his eye. With a glance of his eye, he informed Balaram, Darsayam, and pretending that he did not know Mukta Eva, then Shiva Goswami, he mingled with the cows, disguised as a cow out of fear. He was sent forcibly by Kamsa because Putana and others had been killed. Krishna is called Hari because he takes away the life of demons and attracts the devotees. He also takes away the suffering of the demon by liberating him. Krishna looked at Balaram to indicate the demon in order to have some fun. So for Krishna, it's all fun. That it's ecstatic fun. That Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is all good. Is saving devotees or killing demons. It's the same mercy. The demon gets liberation. That this is Krishna's mercy. But Krishna is always not in a modest nature. He's always in ecstatic bliss, whatever he does. Killing demons or this or that. So we can also become like that, full of bliss, always, if we become fully Krishna conscious. And how do we become fully Krishna conscious? Shutakirti Prabhu told the pastime with Prabhupada, and he was, in the afternoon, he was reading his own books. And he was reading his own books. And he was ringing the bell, and Shutakirti came. And said, yes, Prabhupada, can I serve him? And Prabhupada was reading. And then he looks up and said, I'm reading Krishna book. Just by reading this one book, you can become fully Krishna conscious. You don't have to read many books. Just this one book, and you read it, and you can become Krishna conscious. This is the way we absorb us in these pastimes. Of course, we have to read the entire Bible, but the first 9 cantos. Every part is nectarian. But finally it will purify us, and we will come to that point. That we are becoming so attached to Krishna. That it's in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, the difference between Sankhya or devotional service. It's explained there, Sankhya, or the study of all the elements and so on. What's the cause? What is the purpose? The purpose of Sankhya is to find the root. And the purpose of devotional service is to watering the root. That in the purpose Srila Prabhupada writes, yes, attachment to Krishna is the same as the attachment for matter. That's how it works. We become attached to Krishna, and we become detached of everything in this world. That's wonderful. Only Krishna can do that. that you are You like something and you are attached to it. But then that same thing, you do that for Krishna on the order of the spiritual master. And what happens? That you give that same thing you are doing, that you are attached to, you give up the attachment. It takes it away. And that's Krishna. That's called the dovetailing technique. Using all our abilities in the service of Krishna. Yes. Okay, we will read the next verse, 43. Chitva pare pada, no, Chitva para padabhyam, Chitva para padabhyam, Sa'alangulam asyuta. Brahmayitva kapitagre, Prainodgata jivitam, Sakapiter mahakaya, Patyamanai papataha. So Krishna is going to kill the demon now. Thereafter, Sri Krishna caught the demon by the hind legs and tail, twirled the demon's whole body very strongly until the demon was dead, and threw him into the top of a kapita tree, which then fell down, along with the body of the demon, who has assumed a great form. In the Papa, Srila Prabhupada speaks about, no, well, not, yes, it's Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada speaks about the kapita fruits. That I think the first month, Dhruva Maharaj was fasting. He took only kapita fruits. That I remember that when we were in the with the Bhakti Vaibhav on the Vrindavan Institute for Higher Education, Pujan Prabhu was presenting the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj. And we heard it, we went all to Dhruva Tila. That is the hill Dhruva did this austerities. And we were reading exactly this pastime where he was only eating kapita fruits. And after hearing the pastime, we took breakfast with kapita. But this kapita fruit is very, very much liked by the monkeys. The monkeys like it, but it's very hard. But here you have also the kapita fruits. So Krishna killed the demon in such a way to get the kapita fruits to fall, so that he and Balaram and the other boys could take advantage of the opportunity to eat them. Breakfast time. Krishna knew. The kapita is sometimes called ksat belfal. The pulp of this fruit is very palatable. It is sweet and sour, and everyone likes it. I don't remember if I liked it, but it was fun to take breakfast on Dhruva Tila. It did that the first month, and then the next month was leaves, I think, and then third month only some water, and the last month, fourth month only breathing, and he stopped his breathing. There are also commentaries on this verse by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Grasping the hind legs of Vatsasura along with his tail, Asyuta, who does not fall, threw the demon high in the Kapita tree to arrange to arrange for his fall in the material world. Throwing his body in the tree was useful in their play for making the Kapita fruit fall from the tree. Whirling him around till he was dead, Katajivatam, he threw him in the tree, cry not. Vishwanath. And then Jiva Goswami. He grabbed the demon, so he saw the tail, since he held him by his hind legs. Or he grabbed his tail along with his hind legs and twirled the demon around. The object, the demon, is in the previous verse. He threw him on the top of the Kapita tree, since the fruits would fall and they could be used for throwing in games. Interesting, that's new. That seems Jiva Goswami knows more. They didn't want to eat them, they used them to throwing in games. Makes more sense because they are quite hard to eat. That was my experience. Though he twirled the huge demon around, Krishna did not move from his place as Yuta. The demon with a huge body fell down on being killed because his illusory powers disappeared. He showed his huge demonic body. It is mentioned that the Kapita fruit also fell because later it is said, Nyapatayatena Kapitani Chalilaya. Krishna killed the demon and using his body knocked Kapita fruits down from the trees for the use in playing. So they used it in playing. The word ha expresses astonishment that a small boy could throw the huge demon against a huge tree. Yeah, all cowards, his friends were astonished. Where does Krishna get this power to throw this demon? It's just a boy. That text 44. Tam viksha vishmita bala sasam susado satpiti devasha paresham tushta pabhuvu pushpa vakshina. Upon seeing the dead body of the demon, all the coward boys exclaimed, "Well done, Krishna! Very good, very good. Thank you." In the upper planetary systems, all the demigods were pleased, and therefore they showed flowers on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jiva Goswami. The boys were amazed at the huge size of the demon and how easily Krishna killed him. They praised him because they could not really understand how it happened, and because he had killed an invincible demon. They repeated the words, "Sadhu, sadhu," out of astonishment and joy. Very good. Because his death was beneficial to the devatas were joyful and showered flowers. The discovered friends of Krishna, they are in friendship, Sakyaras. Sakya means equal. They think Krishna is our equal. So how can he do that? There's astonishment, astonished. Yeah, they expressed astonishment, amazement. The boys were amazed at the huge size of the demon, because Krishna kills this demon and with this Vatsasura, and slowly it grows into a big body, a huge size of a demon, and how easily Krishna killed them. They praised him because they could not really understand how it happened, and because he had killed an invincible demon. They repeat the word sadhu sadhu out of an astonishment and joy because his death was beneficial to the devatas. The devatas were joyful and showered flowers. The boys did not speak of the killing of Vatsa in Vraj, since it was not so astonishing among many astonishing events, so too many astonishing events. It was insignificant. Or because they were absorbed in playing, they forgot immediately. So next moment they were playing again, throwing kapita, and they forgot about it. But, later, when Baka was killed, they remembered. We have told the story at some time. So, Krishna kills demon after demon. Text 45. To vatsa palako bhutva sarvalokaika palako sapratara sago vatsam sharanayanta vicheratu. After the killing of the demon, Krishna and Balaram finished their breakfast in the morning, and while continuing to take care of the calves, they wandered here and there. Krishna and Balaram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who maintained the entire creation, now took charge of the calves as if cowherd boys. So after killing the demon, they took breakfast. That's the confirmation. You have to kill a demon to take breakfast. So Paritrana is sadhanam vinasaya saduskitam. Krishna's daily business here in the material world was to kill the duskitis. They did not hamper his daily affairs, for it was routine work. Krishna, it was routine work. While he tended the calves on the bank of the river Yamuna, 2 or 3 incidents took place every day. So it's 2-3 incidents, not just one demon. And so he tended the calves on the bank of the river Yamuna. 2 or 3 incidents took place every day. Although they were serious, killing the demons, one after another, appeared to be really routine work. So for Krishna, it was his fun, his play, nothing done festival. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, the 2 chief protectors of all people, Eka Palika, became that day the protectors of the calves. Taking breakfast, Pratar Asa, they played while tending the calves. So they were appointed by Nanda Maharaj as the protectors of the calves. That's officially. So Jiva Goswami says, though the 2 boys were the chief protectors of all people, they became Bhutva protectors of the calves. This shows their great affection for their devotees. or becoming protectors of calves, they also became protectors of all people, since they protected the devatas by killing the demon. They took their breakfast, since they had greater age and strength than previously. They herded the calves for the whole day, going to a place at a greater distance than usual. They would herd the calves all day, since the cows would return to Braj in the evening and wait for their calves. 6. Yeah, 46. Sam vatsa kulam sarve payayishyante kada katva chala sayapyasam payayitva papochalam. One day, all the boys, including Krishna and Balaram, each boy taking his own group of calves, brought the calves to a reservoir of water, desiring to allow them to drink. After the animals drank water, the boys drank water there also. It seems every cowherd boy has his own calves, responsible for his own calves. That, yes. Now, Shiva Goswami comments, now the killing of Baka will be described. The boys were amazed on seeing the demon. At the same time, all the boys, including Krishna, went to the pond to have the cows drink water. The pond was a huge water body east of Nandishwar. It is well known that near that place was the dwelling place of Baka. We will hear about Baka. So I will continue. We'll do another demon, right? We have done Vatsasura, now Baka. Now so text 47. Tatra dateshur bala mahasatvam avashtitam tatra vachani nirbinam priye shingam ivasyutam. Right by the reservoir, the boys saw a gigantic body resembling a mountain peak broken and struck down by a thunderbolt. They were afraid even to see such a huge living being. That Vishwanath Chakravarti writes, the demon looked like a pinnacle of a mountain cut off by a lightning bolt. Jiva Goswami, they saw a huge creature, Mahasattvam. It remained there intently like a crane in one place. It appeared like the summit of a mountain which had toppled over, since it was white in color. Though huge of form, it had fallen far away from the mountain because of being struck by a thunderbolt. Sanatana Goswami says, they saw a huge creature, Mahasattvam. It remained there intently like a crane in one place. It appeared like the summit of a mountain which had toppled over, since it was white in color. Though huge in form, it had fallen far away from the mountain because of being struck by a thunderbolt. This suggests the hardness of the demon's body. He remained there at all times in that crane body. Or he came there at that time because of his evil intentions. They became frightened because they remembered about predictions of future calamities for the devotees. Out of great affection, they feared for the safety of the Lord. And seeing the evil creature, because they were young boys, friends who took Krishna as their life. O Krishna, and all of them acted, if frightened, for it is said, Bitavat Vyagraha Simyayo. They cried out as if in fear of tigers and lions. He also became afraid. All others, according to the pastimes, became frightened. We are all afraid from this big crane demon. Text 48. Savai Bako Namam Mahan Asho Bakarupadrik Agatya Sasa Krishnam Tikshnatunu Kasabali. That great-bodied demon was named Bakasura. He had assumed the body of a duck with a very sharp beak. Having come there, he immediately swallowed Krishna. That Shiva Goswami. The demon was famous by as Baka. It was huge in body and in cruelty, Mahan, with the form of a crane. In cruelty, what would Bakasura represent? We'll see. This form was permanent for the demons. This form was permanent for the demon. Though it was so, and though he had a very sharp beak, which was very strong due to his evil work, he could just get Krishna in his mouth, but he could do nothing more than that. This was the will of Krishna, whose name means he who is famous as the great devotee of variegated, inconceivable pastimes. So that was the purport on this verse of Shiva Goswami. Okay, text 49. What's happening now? Krishna is in the beak of Baka. What is he doing there? Let's see. Krishnam Mahabaka Gastam Tishtvarama Dayo Baka Babuvach Indriyani Vina Pranam Vishetasha. When Balaram and the other boys saw Krishna had been devoured by the gigantic duck, they became almost unconscious, like senses without life. That purport. Although Balaram can do everything, because of intense affection for his brother, he was momentarily bewildered. A similar thing is stated to have happened in this connection with Rukmini Harana, the kidnapping of Rukmini. When Krishna, after kidnapping Rukmini, was attacked by all the kings, Rukmini was momentarily bewildered until the Lord took the proper steps. We will hear the proper steps probably in the next verse. Vishwanath. Balaram and the other cowboys became unconscious. Though Balaram could have killed Asura, his response of fainting is because of brotherly affection. So in the stealing of Rukmini, Balaram displayed his brotherly affection by protecting Krishna. Just as sugar candy tastes bitter to the tongue for the diseased person, though his touch was as cool as a tender blue lotus. It felt like fire on the palate of the Asura. It was the fault of the Asura's palate, not Krishna. Bakasura spit Krishna out. He saw Krishna in an unharmed state, aksata. This hints that Krishna's body became hard like a thunderbolt. Jiva Goswami says, the boys fainted. Though they knew the power of the Lord, and though Balaram had the power to immediately kill evil Baka, Balaram and other boys suddenly became devoid of powers of knowledge and action, because they were overpowered by intense affection for Krishna. An example is given. They were like the senses without prana. Balaram's affection can be seen when Krishna wanted to steal Rukmini. And then Jiva Goswami quotes a verse from this pastime of Rukmini. And translation is as follows. When Balaram heard about these preparations of the inimical kings and how Krishna had set off alone to steal the bride, he feared that a fight would ensue. Immersed in affection for his brother, he hurried to Kundina with a mighty army consisting of infantry and soldiers riding on elephants, horses, and chariots. I remember that in the beautiful Sangha we had, Shutakirti Prabhu spoke about his experience with Prabhupada, and Prabhupada called him and he explained about the first class, a second class, and a third class servant. And he said, a first class servant, he knows what the master needs, even without asking. And he makes all preparations to be sure the needs of the master are fulfilled. And we see also Balaram here, that so Isha Rukmini was taken away, kidnapped by Krishna, and he knew all these kings, these envious kings, would attack him. So he was already ready with the army to get them to defend Krishna. And Sanatana Goswami. The boys fainted. Though they knew the power of the Lord, and though Balaram had the power to merely kill evil Baka, Balaram and other boys suddenly became devoid of powers of knowledge and action because they were overpowered with intense affection for Krishna. An example is given. They were like the senses without prana. The senses endowed with jnana and kriya shaktis cannot do anything when the main prana disappears. It is as if they had been destroyed. And now, text 50. So, tam talumulam padahantamachnifat gopalasanam pitaram jagatguru Satcharta satya tirusak satambakas tunde nahantam puna apyapatyata. Krishna, who was the father of Lord Brahma, but who was acting as the son of a coward man, became like fire, burning the root of the demon's throat, and the demon Bakasura immediately disgorged him. When the demon saw that Krishna, although having been swallowed, was unharmed, he immediately attacked Krishna again with his sharp beak. Purport. Although Krishna is always as soft as a lotus, within the throat of Bakasura, he created a burning sensation of being hotter than fire, although Uh, although Krishna's whole body is sweeter than sugar candy, Bakasura tasted bitterness and therefore immediately vomited Krishna up. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 4:11, Yeyatamam papachante tam stadaiva vachamyam. When Krishna is accepted as an enemy, he becomes the most intolerable object for the non-devotee, who cannot tolerate Krishna within or without. Here, this is shown by the example of Bakasura. Jiva Goswami, Krishna became hot in the demon's palate. When Baka took him in his mouth, he could not swallow him. Krishna became stuck there in his mouth. Since Krishna wanted some fun in fighting with him, though Krishna was the son of Nanda, he was also the father of Brahma in one of his expansions. For great fun, Krishna allowed himself to be swallowed by Baka, but because of Krishna's great power, Baka could not completely swallow him. In great anger, Baka then tried to kill Krishna, since Krishna was still unharmed. He tried to kill Krishna, who could not even be injured when he tried to do so. Because he was so angry, Baka lost the power of discrimination completely. So, this killing of Bakasura, so let's see. Vatsasura, he represents a childish type of mentality, which gives rise to a type of greediness, which results in a big type of mischievousness. That's Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And Bakasura, cunning, duplicity, deceptiveness, and false types of behavior. And these are all these anarthas, deceptiveness. Hare Krishna. So these are two demons killed in Krishna's childhood pastimes. We have now 6 demons killed. Putana, Sakatasura, then the deliverance of Nakula and Manaksheva. The Vatsasura, the cow of demon, and Bakasura. That 6 demons. The more we are these pastimes, the more these demons removed from our heart. Any comments? Questions? Yes. Yeah, there's a difference between the pastimes in Golok and the pastimes of Krishna displayed on Bhumi Vrindavan. That in the Golok there are no demons, but there are rumors about demons. Kamsamekam. That there are rumors that's explained in Brihad Bhagavatam. But the demons never come. That's the pass in Golok. But in Bhuma Vrindavan there are demons. Why there are demons? Because Krishna wants us to learn that we have to kill these demons in our heart. That it's for us. Yeah.
Like how the Lord was saying his servants will go through one accident. Prabhupada was saying how this is how once you're breaking it's just like it's better because they were first to come here.
Yeah.
But Prabhupada said it was like a different problem. It happened to be time. Some of them Lord Vishnu was saying that he worked.
Yeah, but that is very interesting. But Jai and Vijay, they had the desire to give the Lord a good fight. And that, since there are no demons in the spiritual world, they had to come to the material world. But factually, they remained Krishna conscious, but Krishna made it real, so that they really felt they were demons. So it was a real play, and they did it 3 times. That yes, that was Yaksha and Hiranyakashipu. That was Ravan and Kumbhakarna. And then the 3rd time, Shishupal and Dantavakram. And they say a 4th time was Jaya and Jaya as Madhya. Jagaya Madhya. And then they went back. But then they said then because they were gatekeepers, they entered really Vaikuntha. And that's interesting. But it was their desire. They wanted that. Of course, someone asked Srila Prabhupada if we go, Krishna says, if we go to the spiritual world, we are not coming back. And the devotee asked Prabhupada, but when I want to come back, can I come back? And Srila Prabhupada said yes. So Krishna reciprocates with the desire, but the desire of Jai and Vijay was to serve Krishna. Like yesterday, someone asked me about, yes, it's in the Mahabharata. So, why was Arjuna not staying in heaven? There are different versions of the Mahabharata, but in one version, the version of Krishna Dharma, is going to heaven and is searching the other Pandavas, and he get the news they are in hell. So he goes to hell, and they are for a few moments in hell for something they did, and they are back in heaven. But they are in heaven, and they see Duryodhana enjoying with beautiful women and taking Samaras or whatever. And they are enjoying, and the Pandavas say, we don't like that. We don't want to be here. But we want to serve Krishna. And then Krishna arranges that Arjuna and the Pandavas, they go to the next universe to perform the drama again, because they want to serve Krishna in that way. Therefore it said for a devotee that heaven or hell or whatever, it doesn't, they are always in transcendental consciousness, embracing these pastimes of Krishna. That a devotee does not want liberation, just want to serve Krishna. But anyway, they are in transcendental consciousness, there is no suffering. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is said these demons, even their tivrena, their intensity of what was greater than the intensity of many devotees. So intense that and they became also purified. Good. Thank you very much. It was nice to be here. It was not my plan to be here, but Krishna brought me here. But thank you very much. Very nice to have your association. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Srimad